Good morning vlog. Happy Wednesday. I just woke up. I put my little tennis outfit on. We're going to play tennis at 8. It's currently 6:32. I'm just getting ready, gonna make the bed, and let's get into this day. So excited to finally be playing tennis because it's been rained out like every single week. So hopefully it stays clear because I don't know, usually I've just been waking up and the courts have been not dry from the night before. So, but I'm also playing a little bit later today. So I usually play at 7. So let's have a freaking day. We're getting a haircut later. I'm getting a gloss. I'm recording a podcast episode. So stay tuned for all that. Let's make the bed first things first, as I always say. Get into my slick back bun for tennis look. I've actually been using the Crown Affair hair products for my slick back. Oh, there's my comb. I've been using the air dry mousse for it. Oh no, hold on. Okay, sorry, back to regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Crown Affair air dry hair mousse. Let me get my hair ties out. But yeah, so I've been loving the Crown Affair for the slick back look. It's like not so hard on the hair like gel is, you know, and I really like that. Where is my slick back brush? What the hell y'all do? Oh, I'm gonna use, oh, this is the best to secure it. All the Free People big scrunchie. I have silk scrunchies that I usually do for the day, but for movement, this is the cat's pajamas. Let me find my slick back brush. I mean, leave it up to me to like lose a brush. I don't know, this is not the brush I usually use, but whatever, it is what it is. So first we are going to part the hair. Oh, I'm so excited to get a haircut today. I mean, I'm still trying to like grow my hair out long and keep it long for a while, but it's just like, it's just dead right now, you know? So we're gonna part it. I have this comb. I mean, I have literally 2 slick back brushes on rotation, like my little MEJ one and then my other one from, it's just from CVS, but I really like them both. I don't know how. Wait, okay, it's completely in plain sight. It's like literally right in front of my eyes. Of course it is. This is it. Okay. Anyway, wow, a moment for my hair. That shit crazy. Like, who remembers my bob era? That's all I'm gonna say. I kind of miss the bob. Let me take my ring off. I miss the bob, and like I fear it'll come back one day. Except Teves the other day was like, please don't ever cut it as short as like the shortest you ever cut it, because that was very short. But it was fun. Honestly, the reason the bob was good when I was living in Boston is because when it's cold out and you're wearing your sweaters, like, and I'm in a turtleneck all day, do you know how annoying it is to have all this hair with a turtleneck every single day of your life? Like, it was too much. So having the bob was really nice because it just like sat above all my sweaters and I never had to like really worry about my hair, just vibed. And also, since it was cold out, it would dry like pin straight. That's a lot of problem that people have with having short hair. It just like depends on the texture of your hair, because if your hair is super straight like mine, like, you're gonna be fine. But if you have curly or like poofy-ish hair, I mean, it probably wouldn't really ever be poofy in the Northeast because of the weather, but it can definitely get poofy here. I mean, mine gets way poofier in Miami because of the humidity than it ever did in Boston. Even in the summer, it's just like a different situation over there. Okay, so I'm taking the Crown Affair Air Dry Mousse. We're going through the hair. Now this bun is not gonna be perfect because it's actually gonna be ruined in 3.5 seconds into me playing. But I just like to feel fresh upon arrival because I actually leave, like you will see, I actually leave dripping in sweat. Like it's like I'm Sabalenka playing on EC Mocha in the US Open. Yeah, I know my tennis. Ugh, I hate when my hands get all nasty. Here, I have a little towel right here. Just use my robe to clean my hands off. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with my regular brush, comb all that mousse. It's a process, you guys, this slick back. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It really is a process, but it's one that it's just worth it at the end of the day. Especially in tennis because I get really frazzled when my hair is moving around all over the place and then I'm like getting sweat in my eyes and I can't say. Just like to have the most enjoyable experience as possible. Okay, so we're brushing under as so. I keep brushing under because I sometimes have so many bumps down there. Here, trust the process. Then we're gonna take the first hair tie. Ooh, she's tight. And make a pony. And some people would stick with the pony. Not I, said the fly. Okay, and we're gonna take second scrunchie and put her into a bun. You know, when your hair is just like really dirty, so it stays really well. Ooh, hello. Piece right there. Don't worry, we're not done. FP movement scrunchie. Again, around the town. Perfect. She will not be going anywhere. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my slick back brush, this side, and just run through the top right here. So, wow, this bun is like the best bun I've ever done. Okay. God, I should be going to the Met Gala with this bun. All right, perfection. Let's make our morning drink, let's journal, and do all the hydrating things before we hit the court. Why is my chest so sore? Goddamn. Sip on my little morning mocktail that you guys always see, read my book Around the Year by Emmett Fox, and do my affirmations and my wellness journal, and then we're going to head to tennis. Okay, also I'm super excited today because I'm trying out new tennis shoes because my last ones literally gave me an ingrown toenail and I had to go get it removed for $400, but thank you, Gary Curson. So I'm trying out these new shoes. I'm so excited. They're like so fun because I always wear either all black or all white. So I'm just going to be having this like pop of color on the tennis court. So stay tuned. I'll keep you updated. I actually messaged one of my friends who went to Babson. Her name's Eleni, and she played on the Babson tennis team. Like, I probably could have asked my best friend Marissa, who is also the captain of the Babson tennis team, but I don't know. She always told me to actually get Nike, and I was like, no, like I don't really do well with Nike. And then I asked my friend Eleni, because I saw she's been playing still like lately. And Marissa kind of hasn't. She's been playing pickle. So she said to get these shoes. So we're going to try them out. Hopefully they're just better than my Asics that, you know, broke my cutie little toe off. So we'll see.
This right now. Like,
because of the try?
no, just like because there was some good distance there. There was like a good.
Oh, I was showing how cute your new shirt from Cali is.
Oh yeah.
He went to Gold's Gym.
Yeah, welcome to the Mecca.
Welcome to the motherfucking river.
I gotta fill this thing out a little bit though.
Oh, okay. What day are we on?
We're on day 26 over here in the crib.
Do you think it's easier this time?
I think it's 10 times easier, to be honest.
He's doing 75 hard, by the way.
Doing 75 hard. I'll say this: the first time I went through it, time management was Evolve or Remain, Pink Print Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I went through it, I was ripping double workouts at 8 p.m. maybe, getting done at 11. Then
You're like still doing that.
No, what do you mean?
You did that yesterday.
I worked out at 7.
Oh, but double workout.
Yeah, but not at like all hours of the night. Like
yeah.
if I'm gonna do it, I have like, all right, like I'm going after work, banging it out. I was done by 8. Now going through it, doing a workout in the morning, workout at night, reading my pages sometime during the workday, either at lunch, sometimes right after work, sometimes before bed. So you know, we got a good system. The thing that I'm forgetting though is
water.
This guy.
Water. Well, I've got to go. I'm gonna go hit the courts. Like Sabi, Saba, right?
You're lucky I got work.
Or else you come.
Well, I would not only come, I would wipe you off the court.
Sure. Exactly. Alright, you guys know I'm always real after I work out, and this is seriously how sweaty I am. Like, look at my face. I just always want girls to know that it's okay to literally be dripping in sweat after a good workout. I mean, I feel amazing and strong, so don't forget that if you're sweating at the workout, it's a good thing. I feel like relieved after getting this beauty.
Absolutely, thank you for bringing it here.
All right, we just got home. I'm gonna take a quick shower. I have a call with Sam, my holistic health coach, in literally 10 minutes, and I have to shower and make breakfast and put on clothes in that time, because right after our call, I'm running to get my hair cut. So read and wheat my hair right now. You can totally tell what it looks like. I'm actually gonna get like a black gloss, so it's gonna get darker, and we're just gonna freshen her up because she's getting musty, crusty, dusty, rusty. Everybody say hi to Sam. We're on our weekly call and we're having the best time. We just made a new meal plan for the week and we're getting back to it. Mwah, mwah. Oh my god, I just got out of my haircut and I'm literally obsessed. We trimmed it, we fixed the layers up a bit, and I did a color darker gloss, which I love to do in the fall. I always do like a black gloss just to, like, I don't know, have darker, spookier vibes in my hair. My hair is like so dark brown that no one ever thinks that like black is so different, but then I make it black and people are like, wait, something's different about you. And I love it. It feels just like so healthy and shiny. I'm obsessed. And I love the guy that cuts my hair. His name is Julien Mecca. He is from the south of France and he used to work at IGK and works between Miami and New York, and he just kills it. Like, he totally gets it. I walked in there and I was like, I think that somebody kind of messed up my hair, and he was like, your hair's kind of fucked up right now. And I was like, okay, perfect. So like, I'm not being rude. And he was like, no, we're gonna fix this. And that was like not this past time, obviously, the first time I ever went to him. But he kills it. I just got like shorter layers in the front again, layered it up here, and it's so, oh my god, look at how shiny. And he does like the best beach waves, and I just like, I love how black and dark it is. He says I could even make it more black, do like a black, like the jet black that looks almost blue, which I might do that like in December. Kind of into it. I might do it again. But yeah, he's just the best. He's so cool. Like, I love like his French style, and he used to work, he used to live in Barcelona, which we always talk about, and he's like, I might open my own salon in Barcelona. And I was like, fucking yes. I was like, I would fly to Barcelona to just like hang out there and have you cut my hair, like whenever you want. But yeah, he just gets it. I think the whole IGK team is like great. Not that he works there anymore, but he says that they really do know what they're doing, which is reassuring. So anyway, that's the full cut. I'm headed home. I'm gonna have lunch, and then Gio is coming over. We're recording a podcast. This weather is fucking atrocious. It's so hard to get anything done and have motivation, but alas, we shall prevail. So stay tuned. We're recording a really cute episode on like Miami Diaries. It's been kind of hard getting guests right now, just like with summer. So many people are out of town, but we do have a guest next week, which is awesome. She's really cool. And we're going to start doing Zoom interviews with people because we've had some really good opportunities for people to meet with us on Zoom that we just like logistically didn't know how to handle before, but now I think we're better equipped and we actually know what we're doing and how to like mitigate all the problems that we have once faced with Zoom. So anyway, I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna have my lunch and prep for the interview a bit, and stay tuned for the rest. It really helped me even think about like obviously the passing of my mom, and I'm sure a lot of people listening to this podcast have dealt with grief, and I think it is a really interesting way to look at it from a spiritual perspective.
It definitely is a spiritual perspective. That's how I see things.
You like have to.
Yeah, and this is genuinely what I believe.
Okay.
So no, what I was telling Kat about that, because she was like, why did this girl have to pass this time? And listen, what I'm saying sometimes maybe won't be understood, so like maybe people won't take it so lightly, but I genuinely believe, I know it's just hard when tragic things happen, but I genuinely believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that if at that point it was time for this person to go, for their soul to elevate to the next dimension, then it's their time. Because I think that you're there at the time and place, although it's terrible timing, there was a reason why her soul had to leave on that day. Maybe it's because she's already completed what she's had to do on this life. I mean, now I'm using her as an example. Maybe it's going to help elevate other people around her. Maybe it's going to inspire other people, and that had to happen, and her soul is willing to sacrifice herself so for the greater good of her family or her friends. I don't know. But I think that, like, in this case, from what I understood in the story, I mean, there's miracles all the time, and sometimes you're like, wow, how did this person, like now I'm praying for York, like how do you get shot in the neck and survive? Miracles do happen all the time, so I just think that like if there was more to, I don't want to say more to her story, but I want to say like if there was a reason for her for her soul not to go up to heaven that day, then maybe she would have gone to the hospital, critical condition, and survived. Maybe she would have found a way to like loop under the gunman and escape the elevator. Maybe she wouldn't have been in the elevator. Maybe she would have been late to work that day. Like everything happens for a reason, and I think that if you're there and it's a moment where it's like there was literally no way out, then it must have been just the time for the soul to elevate. And the example of my grandfather, which I'm sure there's plenty of other miracles out there too, is like my grandfather one day, he had just moved to São Paulo from where he's from Brazil, and he was like 2 weeks into the city. Think of São Paulo as New York City, big city. My grandma had just walked into work. He gets to work, starts at 9, he gets there at 9:15, and then at 9:15 they hear there's news. He's on the 22nd floor out of 25. Okay, so he's on 22nd floor, and they hear at 9:15, he gets in, there's a fire. Everyone's like, oh, okay, there's a fire in the building. Let's look for the extinguisher. They're like, you know what, let's start heading downstairs. They're heading downstairs. And basically, like, the parking garage is up until the 11th floor. The 11th floor is actually where the offices begin. They start heading down from floor 22. They go down to 20. I'm getting into details. But I think this is just how he told me the story. When they get to 20, people are already coming up from the 11th floor because that's where the fire started, on the 11th floor, the first floor of the offices. And the smoke is already coming up. So they're like, we can't go down. We got to go up. So then he goes back up, passes 22, which is where his office is, and goes up to the 25th floor, which was the last floor of the building.
Sorry, I just think the details are important because like all of these things had to happen, you know? Like we're saying timing and timeline.
It's all timing. So he gets up to the roof level, and I guess to hop onto the exterior of the roof, you need to like access a window, or it's like, you know, it's like there's concrete and then you need to jump over the window, and there's a side to the left and there's a side to the right, mind you. Okay, I'll continue. So he's a short guy, still a short guy, and he couldn't get up to the left side, and there was like a little trash or something that he could use on the right side to get up and climb over to the right side. So he was like, I'm too short, can't go there, I'm gonna go to the right. He goes and climbs over the right, like some people went that side, everyone went to the left. Everyone who went to the left side died because the fire, the heat waves, just was too hot on that side and they passed away. That's already crazy. Then he's on the roof, on that right side, waiting for help. People are jumping off the building. Some people are jumping from balcony to balcony, hanging on, trying to like some crazy Superman shit, which one of his coworkers survived doing that.
Holy shit.
And so on the right side, they're there, and basically the people who are left, who didn't jump off, I believe even his assistant jumped off, like people he obviously worked very closely with, and they were like, let's make a pact and let's not jump off. And my grandpa's a very honorable man, so he's like, all right, I made a pact, I'm not jumping off, like I promised. So at that point, it was so hot, he was like, there's nothing else I could do, so I'm going to like lay on the floor, because the fire was coming up, and he was like, the heat waves were just like super fucking hot. And next to him, there was someone who, God bless her soul, had passed, and the person's body, I guess, was taking a lot more heat than my grandfather, who was like next to him. But my grandfather literally laid on the floor on his back. He's all burnt to this day, and his arms, and he lost a finger, and he was there, and he's like, okay, like, I guess I'm dying, like, you know? And he says that he literally experienced like an out-of-body, like near-death experience, where he literally saw his soul like raise up. He saw his body lying there, and he thought he was 35 at the time, I believe, or maybe 32. And he was like, is the same thing gonna happen? My father died when I was 32, let's say he's 32. He was 32. He's like, my father died when I was 32. My kids are young. Is it the same history going to repeat itself, that they're going to grow up without a father? Is my wife going to have to go back to where we're from? And when he was telling the story, he was crying, and so was I.
Yeah.
But, and he was like, maybe this is what's going to happen. History will repeat itself. And then in that moment, a firefighter comes and splashes milk on him, and then he wakes up, and then he comes back. And then they say, okay, we're going to help the women first. And then we'll come back for the most critical.
All this fucking guy has already gone through, and then they say.
So they go, we're going to help the women first, and then we're going to come back for the most critically damaged people. They help the women, they come back. In a way, I don't know, God bless, he was one of the most critically injured, because then he was taken off first.
Yeah.
And then he went to the hospital, and he survived, God bless his soul. The recovery was obviously, I was going to say long, but this was February, and he was back in the office May. So that guy's a fucking fighter. But it was definitely long days at the hospital. But my point is that, like, yeah, had he went through the left instead of the right, he would have died. Had this person not been next to him protecting from the heat waves, he probably also would have died. And if the timing wasn't right, or maybe his head wasn't in the right place and he jumped off, he would have died. And what would have happened? My dad wouldn't have been born. And what happened? Then I wouldn't have been born. And I wouldn't be married or where I am. And it's the butterfly effect, and everything trickles, and here we are. So that's an example where I'm just like, wow, you guys can look it up. It was the fire of Joel in some pop. It was like a big deal.
Chills. I didn't even think about the fact. Hi guys. What a crazy day. Honestly, me and Gio were supposed to record a completely different podcast than what we ended up recording, because honestly, we were both really caught off guard by Charlie Kirk passing away. I just think it was like such a disturbing video to watch. I mean, it just has made me reflect on, honestly, unfortunately, all of the horrible things that have happened this year. And, you know, this isn't the first or the only, but I feel like a lot of things have happened this year. And when it all happens so close together, and honestly, tomorrow is 9/11, and I always get very somber and emotional around that time. Obviously, naturally, I don't think it's a weird thing. And I just think we were both like feeling really called to talk about what happened with Charlie Kirk, because it's just like, what is the state of the world these days? We would think that we would evolve and be at a better place by now, and it just really doesn't feel that way. I mean, in my opinion, he was somebody that truly was trying to elevate the consciousness of others in this world, and regardless of if you agreed with his political views or not, I don't think he was a bad person. And I loved, honestly, like the debates he would have with people, and how he would just always invite people with other views to go up and chat with him. And I think like both sides really appreciated it, and I love that he is honestly like a God-fearing, very religious man. I was raised Catholic, so I align a lot with things that he says in that regard. But regardless of all of that, it makes me sick to my stomach when people truly forget that he's a father, he's a husband. These 2 kids now don't have their father, and his wife too. I mean, I just can't imagine that she has to wake up and like, what is she gonna tell her kids? And she has to wake up the next morning and kind of pretend like things are okay. Like, if I were her, I wouldn't want to get out of bed. I can't even imagine losing my partner, especially after having children with them. It all really makes me sick to my stomach, and I can't believe it. But we talked about this on the podcast, and number one, it's so crazy that when it's your time to go, it really is your time to go. And an unfortunate example of this, but it does honestly bring me a little bit of clarity sometimes, is that the plane on 9/11 that hit the Pentagon, it hit somebody's office, and he wasn't in the office because he was actually on the plane to New York that got hijacked. So meaning, regardless, it was his time to go, because he either would have been at work and gotten hit by that plane, or what unfortunately happened to him was that he was on the plane that got hijacked. So when it's your time to go, it truly is, and we have to think about what his soul, all these souls that have passed away, have come on this earth to accomplish, and what they left behind. And a lot of the times it's to kind of help whoever is left on this earth. Like, what can we make of this scenario, right? We're gonna hopefully come together, we're gonna spread love, we're gonna spread awareness, and hopefully come together as a community and as a nation of sorts. I don't know, but I just think we always need to see the lesson in these things, or else what are they happening for? And for me, honestly, it's to approach life with some more grace, more blessings, more compassion. Even if you don't have the same views as somebody, you should still be nice to them, obviously. I mean, it's not obvious for some people, but I don't know. It's just like, at the end of the day, we're all humans. He's a father, he's a husband, like everyone, not everyone, but you know what I'm getting at. We're all like the same, we're all built the same to do the same things, and maybe we have different views or different journeys in this life, but we're all human at the end of the day. And I think it's really important to show up in this life with extra love and extra grace. You never know what people are going through. So I encourage everybody to reflect on this event and truly see what the lesson is for you. I actually have a very specific lesson for a friend that came to mind through this event that I won't share. The lesson for me is to really work on accepting people as they are, and approaching every single day with extra love and grace. Even if somebody isn't the nicest to you or whatever, you never know what they're going through that day. So let's do a little bit more of that after we recorded the pod. Oh, actually, I want to say one more thing, which we said in the podcast, but it's just, again, like I said, which I don't want it to sound insensitive, and honestly, since my mom has passed away, I feel like I get a little free card to saying this, but truly when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And Gio shares a very, very powerful story on the podcast, and you should listen to it in depth there. But it really helps me when I'm just like, why is this happening? Why is somebody who's trying to make the world a better place gone for no reason and so abruptly, and he wakes up and he doesn't know it's going to be his last day? Like, all these horrible things can race through our minds. I know that they do for me. But again, tying it back to when it's your time, Gio shares this story of, I'm going to say it really short, but her grandpa essentially was caught in this fire, and there were so many times that he should have died, and we see miracles happening all the time, and people survive. But when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And her grandfather, if he would have passed away, he wouldn't have had his son, who's Gio's dad, and Gio wouldn't be here. And it's all crazy to think about, but it really just wasn't his time to go yet. And he suffered and he went through a horrible, horrible experience, but he's here and had his son, and Gio's here now too. And I think there's all purpose to that, and they're all supposed to be here for a reason too. So when people go, I just do think that it's their time, and their souls have accomplished everything that they needed to accomplish on this earth. It always is going to feel too short, and it is too short sometimes, but we have to look at it through a spiritual lens filled with faith and hope, and hopefully we can take a lesson moving forward and become better versions of ourselves so that we can do something productive with the situation. But anyway, that's my sermon. Thank you for sticking around. I'm going to cook some dinner now for me and Riley and have a calm night at home. I'm still feeling kind of weird about all this, but it's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna make some dinner and chill out for a little while. Thank you for listening.